What is up, guys? We're Kyle out of Fortune. Today we finally got something we've been saving up for a long time. We've got a trailer. That's right, we've been saving up for a trailer for a long time, and up until now we've been flat towing the Samurai. Right when we got the money for the trailer, this weird thing happened where now everything's like 20% more expensive than it was before COVID. So that includes trailers, a ton of metal on there. The production of the trailers is all behind. Every time somebody was getting a new trailer in stock, it was selling like right away, so I couldn't even go look at them, and they were all more expensive than usual. So I ended up not going new. I got a used one, and I feel like we got a pretty good deal with it. So what we ended up getting is the Big Tex 60CH. So this is more of the economy type of trailer, not super heavy duty, and I think it's more concerned with keeping the price down and keeping the weight down. So it's a 16-foot bed on this thing, plenty of room for the Samurai. You can see it in the front here. This isn't the final position. I just have it up on there because I needed room to get, all my vehicles in front of my house here. But plenty of room on both ends. We can get normal, good tie down, some good angles without having to invert it or do anything weird. But like anything used, it does have some wear and tear on it. A lot of the stuff I didn't realize until I got home. Like, for example, one of my biggest headaches with it right now is the 7-pin. It's got this nice 7-pin connection and it's all wired up, but when I started looking down it, I realized that there was some electrical tape on the bottom, and I know they don't come from the factory like that. So now I'm looking at it and this wiring is a mess. We've got clipped wires going to nothing. Just looks horrible, and I'm also having some issues with the lights being intermittent on it, so I'm gonna have to go through that. That part sucks. Also, we've got paint is starting to come off in a lot of places. The paint just sucks on these apparently. This jack right here, and it's just not too smooth, so that's probably gonna need to be replaced. These fenders have a good amount of aftermarket welds on them, and a couple parts it melted through the metal, so I'm not sure how secure those are. You can kind of see in there's some gaps where they ate through it. Not a huge deal, but definitely something I want to get fixed. So this trailer has the style of ramps that stick out the side right here, and it's also a nice little step to get up. That's where the ramps come out. The trailer I had before actually had these go in the rear, I believe, which was kind of nice because the ones sticking out on the side and the ramps could be nice and long. These ones are kind of short actually and steep. One of my favorite things about this trailer is it already has the tie down rings welded onto the sides there. That's killer because a lot of people, when they tie down their trucks, they go to just something like this bar, or they loop the hook around and it hooks onto the bottom. None of it is like a really good tie down option in my opinion, but it's got that one in the back, and then there's one a couple feet forward of it, and then we've got these ones. So perfect, because usually you need more restraint going forward than you do aft anyways. So it's nice to have a couple different tie down options in the back. That way we can get some good angles and not be forced across the straps if we don't want to. So I originally bought a combo that had the locking hitch pin, the latch lock, and then this is the ball coupler lock for when it's disconnected. And the cool thing is they all take the same key, so you only need one key for all these master lock items. The problem was that this type of latch is just too wide. This lock doesn't fit. This one's actually pretty cool because it takes this sleeve, so it can go up to 1/2 inch or it can stay the 1/4 inch. But like I said, it just didn't fit, so we weren't able to use that. What I got instead is just one of these 1/4 inch hardened masters, and this one works really well because after you route it through, it locks, and it makes it a lot harder to get bolt cutters onto this. Can't really get them in right there, and then on the other side you really only have just the loop to get, and still not a lot to get on there, so it would probably be hard to chop that off. Yeah, we're down to 2 keys now. Not ideal, but better than 3, I suppose. This master lock ball coupler lock is super simple. Basically, once this is all the way up, this slides up in there, and then when you're ready to lock it, you just take the key out and you push it in there as far as it can go, and then it can maybe rotate this way a little bit, but there's no way to get it out. So there's no way to put ball on another hitch until you take this thing off. And this one's keyed the same as that, so that's awesome. Is any of this gonna stop somebody from stealing my trailer if they want it bad enough? No, definitely not. But it's definitely gonna make it harder for them to steal it, and maybe they'll lose interest. So I've also got this on there, this kind of like U-bolt shaped clamp. And what this is from Rhino USA, and it pushes, I have it so it's pushing down on the ball hitch and clamping it to the receiver. So it takes all the wiggle room out of it, because when you put two products together, like this is Reese, this is Kurt, there is a little bit of difference between these two. So there's some wiggle in there, not a huge deal, but I didn't want it. So this thing's pretty cheap, and it's obviously really easy to install. You just loop it around, one part on the receiver and one part on the hitch. Goes together like that. So check these out. This is a pretty cool product. These are some security nuts. I found these on eBay. They're called T-Groove. And you can kind of see in the front there, they have some notches taken out of them. So basically anything that you thread this onto, nobody's going to be able to take this off unless they have this socket key. Socket looks like this. It's kind of like a cone shape, and see when you drop this in there, fits in there nice and snug. This is going to be awesome. A really simple way to add some security to your rooftop tent mounting. I mean, is it tamper proof? No, somebody could definitely get this off if they wanted to, but if there's, like right now, if somebody went out to go steal my tent, all they need to do is find the right socket, and they can undo the 6 nuts and it comes right off. So this will make it a little bit more difficult to get off. Can somebody still cut it off? Sure, but this is going to make it more difficult and hopefully stop somebody from wanting to do it. First, we are going to just tighten them all up, make sure they're nice and snug how we want them to be. Then we'll snug up the security nut right up to it. The amount of stuff we have in our center console in the Colorado is quickly adding up, because we have all these little things that are specific to the Colorado, but it's worth it. Make sure that we don't forget anything at home. And here's a look at how everything looks inside. I think it's pretty standard for a lot of tents, especially the types that have this straight down bolt instead of the sandwich U-bolts. The middle ones don't have any security nuts on them, so they just look like that. But if you come over here, got that. That's what the new ones look like. Nothing crazy, because it's a pretty sweet tent. I don't know about stealing it, but I would like to have it. So please don't steal my tent. I like it. So like I said, we've got a bunch of stuff we need to do to the trailer. Most of it's pretty minuscule. Like there's not anything crazy we have to do. Everything's working on the trailer right now, but we definitely want to redo that wiring. We need some type of storage. We need some paint. There's gonna be a little bit of welding we need to do. I'm kind of thinking about maybe even doing like a whole trailer build, like just saving up all the parts and just doing it all in one video. Just some cool little things to have on your trailer, and give me some peace of mind that the trailer's in good shape, and like I said, I could leave it behind and not have to worry about it. Really stoked to have a trailer. Feeling super blessed that this is something that we can even do. The biggest problem we have with the trailer is the storage. This is just on the side of my house right now. Luckily, I have a good friend that has a ton of property, and we have a deal that I can leave the trailer there and he can use it whenever he wants, and then I can store it there. So I think that's a win-win for both of us. Really looking forward to having a trailer. I used to wheel with my Blazer on a trailer towed by my diesel, and that was a great option because the Blazer was like a monster and it was only off-road, and then I could tow it with my diesel no problem. This package, a lot smaller. The trailer is supposed to be about 1,500 pounds. I think it's a little bit heavier than that, but the Samurai, I always go a little high on it. I've got it at 2,500 right now. We are going to be weighing it though. So the package together is not very heavy, especially in terms of towing. Now, if you're wondering how much the Colorado can tow, it says that they can tow 7,000. So this should be well within that. We've got the brake controller. We've got the brakes that work almost too well on the trailer. I had to turn the brake controller way down just getting it home. So everything looks good. Really excited about going out to the trail, not having to worry about driving the Samurai back or even flat towing it back. So if you are in the market for anything flat tow related, I have the Smittybilt set up. I'll be posting that for sale. You can DM me on Instagram. It's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. And that's the tow bar. I have a brand new set I've never used of lights, magnetic lights that mount to the back of the Samurai. My last one, the wires got ripped off because accidentally left them on. And I started driving around with it when I was testing out the propane. So I have some new lights. They're brand new, Smittybilt tow bar. I'll put all the links to this stuff down in the description if you want to try any of it out for yourself. Just beware, I haven't really tried any of this stuff out as far as the trailer goes yet, so no promises on how well it works, but I always put it there for you guys, and I will do it again. Guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We put a video out pretty much every week, and we also put some fun content on Instagram. So if you want to check that out, Fortune Off-Road on Instagram. See you guys next time.